Hey Theater Geeks, I'm Emily and welcome to Musical Mondays. Today I will be reviewing The Last 5 Years movie. The Last 5 Years is written by Jason Robert Brown and originally premiered off-Broadway in 2002. It then had an off-Broadway revival in 2013. And let me preface this review by saying it's one of my favorite musicals, and I've been excited for this movie since it was announced that it was happening. Right off the bat, I want to say that I absolutely loved the movie. Vocally, I think the film was superb. I was worried going into it that Jeremy Jordan's voice was going to overpower Anna Kendrick's, but I didn't feel that when I was watching the movie at all. I thought Anna Kendrick brought a really nice quality to the role of Kathy in her voice. I think that Anna Kendrick's voice is younger than Betsy Wolfe's or Cher Renee Scott's. And I think that that showed more of who Kathy is, and that she is very immature, and that she is struggling with who she is and all of her self-esteem kind of issues. And I thought Jeremy Jordan killed it vocally. I've always thought his voice is amazing, but he absolutely murdered this role. Acting-wise, I thought the movie was really spot on as well. I really could see Kathy and Jamie's journey throughout the relationship and saw how they changed as people as different things were happening, and the whole movie was just an amazing emotional journey. And I thought one thing that was really interesting with the movie that you don't get in the musical is you saw both perspectives at the same time, really. Obviously, the person whose ever song it was, you saw more of their perspective at the time, but the other character was there for everything. And so I thought it gave this new, unique insight into their relationship, and that was really interesting for me. Especially during See I'm Smiling, you could really tell that Jamie didn't really care about being with Kathy, and that all he wanted to do was get back to New York. And that was reinforced when you go forward and you see Nobody Needs to Know. I thought that paired up really well. I really liked most of the dialogue that was added. I think it really helped tell the story and gave some new ideas about what was going on. I felt like it was a little awkward in See I'm Smiling, just because See I'm Smiling is so quick musically in the show, but obviously because two people are there, they need to add dialogue. So it felt a little clunky at first, but I feel like in the later songs it was much smoother and much better. Another little nitpicky thing I didn't really like is that the only use of hey, everybody's gonna dance now musical theater convention was in the middle of Moving Too Fast. I thought that was just a little weird that that convention was only used once in the entire movie. I think if they were gonna do that, great, but use it in at least a couple of places and not only once. I guess people could argue that it was used in Summer in Ohio, but that was more like, oh, look at us rehearsing for our musical, not look at all these random people dancing on the street. My last couple nitpicky things have to do with cinematography. I feel like there were a couple times that they used extreme close-up a little too much, and it was just a little jarring, particularly during the next 10 minutes in the gazebo. I think they could have panned out of their faces a little bit for the whole end bit of that. When they first zoomed in on them, I was like, oh, it's gonna jump cut to their wedding. And then it was like, it's gonna jump cut to their wedding in like 30 seconds. So I feel like that could have been done a little differently. I also thought that the cinematography during Nobody Needs to Know was a little weird with the panning and the going around and some stuff like that. I also thought Nobody Needs to Know was just a little weird in general. I didn't think that Kathy should have been in that scene at all. I was fine with it showing that, like, look, Jamie's cheating on Kathy with multiple different women. I thought that was fine. I just don't think Kathy should have been in the scene at all. And I think Elise was a little overdramatic when she started crying. Shmuel's song was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I thought that it was very well acted from both Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick, and it was hilarious and fun, and I started crying at the end. That was the one point in the film where I actually started crying. I was tearing up in a lot of other places, but Shmuel Song has always been one of my favorite numbers in the show, particularly for the last part, when Jamie is saying to Kathy, go out, do your thing, become an actress, you can do it. And then he ends it with, have I mentioned today how lucky I am to be in love with you? I've always loved that piece of music. And when that part happened, I just started crying, and I just thought that whole scene was beautiful. Overall, my critiques are so nitpicky, and they really didn't take away from my enjoyment of the movie, and it was just everything that I needed it to be and everything I hoped it would be. And I'm really happy that it was so great, and I loved the little cameos in it. But those are just my opinions. Let me know what you thought of the movie down in this comment. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more Musical Mondays.